Imagine you're a soldier in a massive army laying siege to a stone-walled city. Your general gives the order to attack. All around you, men surge forward. But one task is more terrifying than any other, being the first man up the ladder. It's a suicide mission. You have to climb an exposed ladder, a hail of arrows, rocks, and boiling oil raining down on you, only to face a wall of fresh, furious defenders at the top. Certain death. And yet, in the ancient world, men didn't just accept this challenge, they fought each other for the privilege. Why? Why would anyone volunteer to be the first on the wall? The answer lies in one of the most prestigious and coveted awards in military history. Welcome to Victory Chronicles. The year is 209 BC. The place, New Carthage in Spain. The brilliant Roman general Scipio Africanus has cornered a vital enemy stronghold. The morning after his arrival, he orders a full-scale assault. Roman soldiers storm the eastern and southern walls, but the defenders are strong. The attack fails, and Scipio is forced to call his men back. But Scipio is no ordinary general. He gives the exhausted defenders no time to rest. That very same day, he orders a second attack. The new Carthaginians are caught completely off guard. They've used most of their arrows and projectiles in the morning's fight. To defend against the renewed assault from three sides, they pull every last soldier from the city's northern wall, leaving it completely exposed. This was exactly what Scipio had been waiting for. He had 500 of his best men sneak across a shallow lagoon to the north. Unseen and unopposed, they scaled the empty wall. Within minutes, the massive eastern gate was thrown open from the inside, and the Roman army flooded into the city. The fate of New Carthage was sealed. In the aftermath of the glorious victory, a new battle began. Two men stepped forward, both claiming to have been the very first to set foot on the enemy wall. One was Quintus Trebellius, a tough-as-nails centurion from the 4th Legion who had scaled the northern wall. The other was Sextus Digitus, a marine who had fought his way up from the galleys to the south. Their disagreement quickly turned into a furious argument, nearly sparking a full-blown riot between the legionaries and the marines. Just before swords were drawn, Scipio intervened. He appointed a panel of 3 officers to hear their case. Their verdict? The two men had breached the wall at the exact same moment. Both would receive the honor they so fiercely coveted, the Corona Muralis. The Corona Muralis, or mural crown, was one of ancient Rome's highest military decorations. It was a golden crown, masterfully crafted to look like the battlements of a city wall. Think of it like a modern Medal of Honor, but with an impact that's hard for us to comprehend today. To win this crown was to become an instant legend. The recipient was showered with a fortune in prize money, and, more importantly, it was a golden ticket into the world of politics. The man who wore the mural crown was a certified war hero, a man of virtues, but it was an honor few ever received. Typically, only one man could be the first, and since Roman decorations were almost never awarded posthumously, you had to survive the ordeal to claim your prize, something most who tried did not. As our story shows, the award was given without regard to rank, at least in the Republic. A simple marine had just as much a chance as a decorated centurion. Of course, the centurions had an edge. They commanded men who could provide covering fire and secure their ladders, giving them the best shot at the top. But when a centurion won, his entire unit shared in the glory, and you can bet, in the prize money as well. There's a reason Rome placed such a high value on this single moment of bravery. The assault on the wall was the bloodiest, most difficult, and most critical phase of any siege. If just one attacker could gain a foothold, it could break the defenders' morale and end a siege that might have otherwise dragged on for months. costing countless lives and a fortune in supplies. This was exactly the situation Scipio faced at New Carthage. He knew a Carthaginian relief army was only days away. He had to take the city, and he had to do it fast. The bravery of Trebellius and Digitus wasn't just a personal achievement, it was decisive for the entire campaign. This is likely why Scipio bent the rules and awarded the crown to both. The Roman historian Livy wrote that soldiers would dash on in the face of wounds and missiles, and that neither walls nor armed men can restrain them. They were willing to die for this honor. To us, that might seem insane, but to a Roman, it made perfect sense. Roman society was built on military virtue. To a Roman, honor, or virtus, was everything. It literally meant manliness, and encompassed courage, excellence, and strength. The only way for an aspiring leader to prove his virtues was on the battlefield. Military decorations like the Corona Muralis were the physical proof of that honor, a resume that everyone in society could see and respect. Imagine a soldier winning the Medal of Honor today and, as a direct result, becoming an instant serious contender for the presidency. That's the kind of power this one award held. And the glory didn't stop with the individual. It elevated the entire family. The family of our centurion, the gens Trebellia, was unknown before his heroism at New Carthage, but after he won the crown, his family went on to produce generations of important leaders, with one descendant, Marcus Trebellius Maximus, even becoming a consul of Rome in 55 AD, to risk it all for that one moment of glory at the top of the wall. The prize was immense. This tradition didn't die with Rome. Throughout the Middle Ages, the first knight to storm the wall was often rewarded with land and a higher title. It was only in the early modern era, with the rise of pike and shot warfare, that this changed. The focus shifted from individual courage to group discipline. A single man rushing ahead was no longer a hero. He was a liability who could break the formation. The coordinated assault replaced the desperate charge, and the age of the individual wall scaler slowly came to an end. But the legend of the men who dared to be first, with their eyes on that golden crown, lives on. Thanks for joining us on Victory Chronicles. If you want to uncover more stories of incredible battlefield bravery, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. We'll see you on the next wall.